Good evening. My name is Leroy Brown, and I will be your host tonight, and welcome to another edition of Bridging the Gap. Tonight we're going to be talking about the Community Resource Fair and some other organizations that's going to chime in as to what service that they offer to the community. But first we'll have everyone identify who they are, and we'll start on my left, your right, and they'll tell us something about themselves, their name, and exactly how are they involved in this Community Resource Fair. Mary?
Hi, my name is Mary Davis, and I work for Valley View School District at Romeoville High School, and I am one of the co-chairs of this Community Resource Fair, and we've been doing this for 11 years now.
Yes. Now, I'm Alan Bank. I'm with Plainfield School District 202, and I work at Plainfield High School Central Campus as a social worker there, and I am once again a co-chair of the fair, and yes, Mary and I have been partners for better than a decade now.
Hi, my name is Dan Gonzalez. I'm the admissions counselor for St. Augustine College. We're a bilingual college in the community of Aurora, Illinois, participating this year at the community fair.
I'm Barry Kolonowski. I'm the Executive Director for Senior Services of Will County. We're going to be participating with a booth there, hoping we can connect with those who are seniors, those who are 60 and older, and provide them some information on resources.
My name is Robert Snipes. I'm the Director of Intensive Residential Treatment at Stepping Stones in Joliet. We're a substance use disorder treatment program providing services throughout Will County and the surrounding counties as well.
Okay, thank you for being here tonight. Mary, as you said, you and Alan have been doing this for about 11 years or longer. Tell us, what is the Resource Fair? I'm sure people would like to know that, even though you've mentioned it a lot last year and other years. What is the Community Resource Fair, and how does it relate to the community itself?
Well, the Community Resource Fair is a place that parents, families, grandparents, aunts, uncles, and staff of Valley View and Plainfield school districts, and anywhere, any school districts can come to get resources for themselves or their family, and ranging from hospitals to libraries, to YMCAs, to park districts, just a wide array of different services, so they can just explore all of these different booths and tables, and they can find something that works for them and that they want to find out more about.
Okay, Alan, when is it and where is it going to be?
The Community Resource Fair is going to be September 13th, and it's going to be at Plainfield East High School. The address is 12001 South Naperville Road.
Okay, Dan, St. Augustine College, exactly what do you offer at St. Augustine College?
St. Augustine College offers bilingual education to the Hispanic community and to the surrounding areas. We are a college that started in 1980, downtown Chicago, and we are helping the community who are predominantly Spanish dominant get a higher education. And we are excited to provide that opportunity to a lot of those families and students who are currently looking higher education.
Okay, what academic programs do you actually?
We offer associate degrees in business administration, criminal justice, and more. And we also offer bachelor programs.
Okay. Senior services. What is senior services?
Thanks, Leroy. Well, Senior Services has been around for over 50 years. We serve Will County, and the whole crux is, I can put it in one word, and that's the word access. Giving seniors the access to resources, services, programs that can keep them living independently in a safe and healthy environment, rather than have to go into a nursing facility where they may be restricted in their lifestyle, and even some of their health can be affected. So we really want to help them stay in their homes, and we provide those services to connect those dots for them.
Okay, exactly how do they get to the service?
Well, we have different things. We have case management, so case workers work literally all over Will County. We have over 3,000 clients right now that we're working with in various parts. And once they reach out to our office, make a phone call, set an appointment, we do a comprehensive assessment of their situation, and then we can recommend different services and programs. They might even come to us and say that they think they need this, but once we sit down, we realize they need this, this, and this. And that's one of the advantages, I think, of the Resource Festival here, is that you get a chance to really ask questions. You're not just reading an advertisement or watching a commercial. You're actually having the opportunity to ask the question to see if it really pertains to your specific needs.
Where is it located?
Well, our main office is located at 251 North Center Street, right in Joliet. Right there, it's been there for many years now. But we have 5 satellite offices, and actually have one in Bolingbrook in the Township Building. We have offices in Romeoville, Monee, Plainfield, as well as out in Shanahan. So we've opened up satellite offices because of the one word, access.
Okay, sounds good. Dan? Stepping Stone. What is Stepping Stone? I mean, it sounds like a dance, but what is it? We've got to be a little more than that.
Yeah. Well, Stepping Stones, we're a substance use disorder treatment program for people suffering from alcoholism, drug addiction. We provide all levels of service, outpatient, inpatient, extended care. We recognize that addiction is something that affects all classes of people. It has no boundaries in that regard. And in fact, right now we're in the middle of a heroin epidemic. We're seeing people dying all the time from heroin overdoses, opiate overdoses. And we've been in business for over 45 years. We're a nonprofit organization. We serve people that don't have access to some of the fancier treatment programs like Betty Ford Center, et cetera. So we're just helping people as best we can that struggle with that disease.
Let's talk about that. I know the news media just brought that on about opium. And what is the cause of that? I mean, why do you think now it's becoming such an epidemic?
Wow. I don't know that there's a simple answer to that, to be honest with you, Leroy.
Well, that's why you're here.
Yeah. Yeah. Opiates are a very strong medication. And people, there are legitimate reasons for taking opiate medications, the pain medications. And if a person has a propensity for addiction and they have an accident, have surgery, and require opiate pain medications for that, it's real easy to then get kind of swept away in the use of that, and it become problematic. And it accelerates to the point that doctors are cutting them off because they're abusing their medications, so they're buying pills on the street, and then realize that heroin is even cheaper, so they can do the same thing with that for a lot less money. And people are mixing all kinds of things with these illegal drugs like heroin, so you never know what you're getting in that drug that you're buying. And the big problem that we've seen more recently is people that are mixing fentanyl, which is a very potent pain medication, in with the heroin, and people that are used to using a certain amount use that same amount, only it's 10 or 50 times stronger, and their body just can't handle it, and they overdose and die as a result.
Okay, what is the process for getting into your organization, or getting into your services, I should say?
Yeah. The first step is always an initial screen that we can do over the phone with the individual, or they can come to our office on Theodore Street in Joliet and do that in person. That's kind of determining whether they meet certain criteria, basically. And if they do meet that criteria, then we do a full assessment on the individual. And that's the beginning of the process. But we need to speak with the person that's suffering from the disease. We have a lot of times we have parents call us wanting help for their children, and that's great, but we need to talk to the person themselves to get that basic information first.
Makes sense.
Now, Mary, now, are all of these organizations, are they all going to be at the resource fair?
Yes, absolutely.
That's correct.
Plus many, many more. We have, at least 100 different organizations, ranging from something with the seriousness and the magnitude of addiction and recovery, as far as Stepping Stones, as far as Linden Oaks Hospital, and even the smaller, like the counseling agencies, so people can get counseling for their addictions or their recovery or whatever they might be going through in their lives, whatever stress they may have in their lives.
You know, years and years has passed, and you've been doing this resource fair. What's going to be so different about it this year that has not been in past years?
So we're having the resource fair here at the beginning of September, basically. It's probably mid-September, September 13th. That's on a Wednesday, and we're having it in the evening. Because over the years, we've gotten feedback. We always have a survey at the end of the fair, and we administer the survey to the community members as well as to all of the providers. And time again, what community members and providers have said, and even community members who are unable to attend the fair have said, why do you have it during the day? We work during the day. We would like to come if it's in the evening, and we totally, have bragged about having childcare available and bring your kids and bring your whole family. But sometimes parents are working, so they can't, bring the kids or themselves to the fair. So this is a brand new opportunity we have this year, and we're doing it in the evening so that families can come. And it's going to be from 5 to 8 p.m. So hopefully everybody will be off work, out of the traffic, and at the fair.
Okay, here's someone who would be watching this program and say, I've been to this fair 10 times. Why should I come back this time? I mean, what's the point?
Well, the point is multifold. Actually, let's start with, we have different resources there on a consistent basis. So as a result of that, they may come across a resource that they need that wasn't there before. In addition to that, their needs may have changed, or they may know somebody whose needs have changed within their family. And when that happens, that's when they start looking for that particular resource. They might not have been looking for that resource there before. So even if that resource has been there for the previous 11 years, well, now this is the one that they're going to be talking to. In addition to that, there is a new Will County initiative that is out there called Hidden in Plain Sight. And that's a great time for the parents to go get a little bit more education as far as addictions and such goes, and how it can impact the family. And it's going to be a mobile unit that is there for them to actually walk through. There will be a facilitator there to talk very specifically about the challenges that can occur within the home for that person that's addicted, as well as the family themselves. So there's a lot of new things going on there, in addition to a raffle we have going on. And so we're going to be raffling off many prizes for the public just to come through and take a look at what's going on. And that includes different things. Mainly, though, it will include various gift cards to places, because we found that people tend to like money and or gift cards. So we figure hopefully that'll get a little bit more of the public out there and taking a look at some of the great agencies that we have at the fair.
Is there a cost to get in the fair?
There is not a cost for the public to come and take a look at the fair, not at all. They can come for as little or as much time as they want. Sometimes families are coming there wanting to talk to one very specific agency, or an agency that handles something very specific. They can come there, talk to them, and leave. It's not an issue. Others, families, they've taken over an hour to go through the fair, because what happens is, as they're going through it with over 100 different agencies, they find that they are talking to 10 or more agencies and really taking the time to find out what services those agencies have that might be able to help them get through whatever it is that they need. So, no, there is no time limit at all.
Okay, well, you offer a lot of services, there's no doubt about that. So how are you funded? That has to have a cost for your funding and get all these different people there.
There is a minor cost, if you will. I mean, aside from the generosity of the school districts combined, we also have very generous donors, primary sponsors that get a primary table, and then they donate money in turn to help us advertise, to help us link with the community through different manners, and that's really where the funding comes from.
Dan, there are a number of colleges that are out there. What makes yours so different from other colleges?
What makes us different, it is the fact that we can actually help students and any kind of family member that would like to continue higher education start their studies in Spanish, the language that they dominate. And that's one of the transitions that we actually help individuals, even though you might not speak perfect English, that you can make that transition. Additionally, to my knowledge, this year we're going to support the fair as a bilingual institution. So todas las personas que hablan español o las personas de habla hispana son bienvenidas a venir al Festival de Recursos Comunitarios. Vamos a estar apoyando en su propio idioma, ayudándoles a cualquier pregunta que tengan por medio de traductores y de intérpretes del Colegio de San Agustín.
And what are the general requirements for getting in your service?
General requirements, we're a little bit different. We're a private college. We're non-for-profit. And what sets us aside from other colleges is the fact that we are not looking for SATs or ACT scores. We actually can help any student that comes with a high school diploma, anybody that perhaps can bring us a GED certificate, and even an actual foreign high school completion certificate. So that's actually one of the things that sets us aside from other colleges. Additionally, we provide something that we look into, and we like to call it is personalized education, where students can feel very comfortable accessing the resources that normally you get in any other college, like academic advising, admissions counseling, and even people that require financial assistance and financial help. One of the other things that sets us aside from other colleges within the communities are the fact that we can help DACA students or dreamers. They're known like that as well. That if they are in the process of continuing education and they see that there might be a little bit of hardship, achieving their courses and affording them, we can actually help them with institutional assistance through the college. And that's one of the things that we're kind of proud of, because we open the door to those students that might not feel that they have an opportunity in other colleges. And additionally, too, we actually help students who are currently processing any kind of immigration status. Of course, some of the requirements in other colleges might be to have a social security number and more. And since we have international status accreditation and F1 visas assistance, we can actually help them get started right away and obtain higher education in order for them to have a financially bright future.
Wow. And can these students, graduate from college and go on to higher learning from there?
Absolutely. As I mentioned earlier, we offer associate degrees, and we also offer bachelor degrees. However, our associate programs can be also transferable since we have full accreditation. And that's one of the biggest things that a lot of the students are seeking. We want to make sure that if you don't offer the program that I'm looking for, such as nursing, for example, then that I can transfer a lot of my general education courses into any state college or any other college within the state.
Wow. Senior services now, is there a fee for getting that service? What would they have to do in order to get the service?
No, it's paid by tax dollars. One of the good things about tax dollars is it actually funds the programs that we provide. There's some minor exceptions here and there that are elective, but we don't turn anybody away for services. In fact, one of the things I like about this festival is the fact that it is in the evening. So we just had our own Senior Resource Festival on August 3rd this year. We had almost 500 seniors come to our event. Thrilled with it. But our seniors don't want to go out at night. So they come to the day. So maybe somebody who's listening to this is saying, well, I'm a senior, I'm not going to go. And even a person attending the festival might think, well, I'm not going to go to that table because that's for seniors. No, you've got a mom and a dad. I mean, it's rare for me to be any place where somebody doesn't say, my mother is in a place over here, or my dad's over here, or we're taking care of mom and dad. And these resources can help them manage that. We have caregiver support programs, as we were talking about earlier, so that if you're taking care of mom and you need a break, there's programs that can help you with that. Maybe it's a matter just to get away to go do grocery shopping or chores. We have programs that help fund those type of things to bring people in. But again, come to the table, ask those questions. Any of these tables, this is a fantastic opportunity to ask the questions to really find out if it helps you.
Would you have bilingual service? Someone?
We do.
Okay.
We have several. We actually have case managers who speak Spanish. We have our information assistant. She's the queen of a guru of information. And when a senior gets this letter from the government and they look at that and they say it might as well have been an Egyptian, they don't understand. They can bring it in and talk to somebody. They're not on that press 1, press 7, press 3, because they're lost on that. But they can sit down, and even if they speak Spanish, we can help them navigate through that process.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm sure that would be a good service because, nowadays with this generation, what you say, the older generations that's coming, myself included, need those kind of services, and they need to know where to go to get those services. So often, right away, we want people in a nursing home, but you offer a different type of service than...
Right. All the way from that comprehensive assessment to know that they need house cleaning, do they need more care than that? We help identify that. But we started a program a year ago called Safe at Home. We're so excited about it because we don't want Granny climbing on a stool, screwing in a light bulb, falling and hurting herself. Or we had a lady who's 92 years old who called us and said her stairs from her 92, living at home alone, from first floor to the basement where she does her laundry, the stairs were squeaking a little excessively. So we sent our technician out there. She said to him, when you walk down there now, walk on the outside of the steps. So immediately he thought, oh, okay, got down there. He could press his finger right through the center step. It had dry rotted completely. Now this 92-year-old lady living alone, she could have walked down those steps, crashed down, and been down there for days and maybe perished. We replaced all the treads, didn't cost her anything. We took care of her, and that's what this program is all about. And folks that come to the festival, they can learn about that. And I am telling you, we are desperate for clients in this area. We're trying to get the word out, and thanks to the forethought of the mayor and the board here in Bolingbrook, they have actually set aside money to help underwrite the cost of those repairs. We just need people that have need to contact us and see if we can help their senior. Maybe it's mom, dad, maybe it's the senior themselves that are listening to this program.
That is very important for people to know that if someone calls your services that are, aged, as you say, and something is wrong with their properties, you would send somebody out to actually attend to that or actually fix it if needed.
Well, sure, and it might be a minor thing. It could be a leaky faucet, but we all know if you own a home, a leaky faucet can become rotted flooring and it gets mold. Now it's dangerous in there. So this safe, healthy, and keeping them living independently, that's what it's all about. That's why senior services, we feel like part of the reason we're here is help take care of the senior in that regard.
Wow. Robert, now treatment. If someone comes, say at the fair, someone's at the fair and all of a sudden they say, I have this concern, this problem, and they are medicated, on opium or one of the other drugs that are out there. Is there a service that you can readily give them? Or are they treated? Can they be treated right then? Or how would you get them for treatment or to treatment?
Well, unfortunately, getting into treatment can be difficult because there is much more need than there is resource for the need. But we can get them started on that path. And if we are unable to help them immediately, we can help them find some place that can. But we will work with individuals irregardless of their personal finances or resources to get them into treatment, if not with us somewhere, as fast as we possibly can. I think access is the word. You know, we have a great community here with a lot of resources and many that people are not aware of. And I think that's why this resource fair is so important, because it is an opportunity for people to find out exactly what is available. And if they come to me and we're talking to them and we realize that what they need is not us, then we can help them, steer them in the right direction. If it is us, then we can take them from that point and get them connected with us and however they need to.
And the families are involved in this treatment and service as well?
We do everything we can to get the families involved. Unfortunately, a lot of times with addiction, the family is kind of disintegrated and fractured because of the behavior associated with addiction. One of the symptoms of addiction is bad behavior. And so people burn bridges and things like that. But we try to reconcile the family and get the family members involved with the treatment as best we can.
Well, this is really great because a number of people out there are addicted on a number of different drugs, and this seems like one of the more popular ones that are being communicated to the public as well. Alan, where is this resource fair?
The resource fair is going to be at Plainfield East High School. It's going to be from 5 to 8 in the evening. Once again, it's what the community has asked for. It's what the agencies have asked for. So that is what we are striving for this year, is to really make it available to even more of the community than we have before, and especially to help those that haven't been able to join us in the past. As I said, once again, it's from 5 to 8 at 12001 South Naperville Road. And if you're coming from the Bolingbrook area, actually you'll be coming from Rodeo Drive most likely, which is, you'll be coming right past the Bolingbrook Golf Center. And if you're coming from the Plainfield area, you'll actually be coming from 119th Street. And they intersect right at the high school, so it works out very well.
Is there a number they can call? I think Mary might have that, or she might have dropped it.
Yeah,
That's okay.
the number is 815-886, and it's 2700, and it's, you press 6800 for English, and you can ask any questions, and it is 6801 for Spanish. And any questions you can ask, and you will get a phone call back with the answers regarding your questions. And if you want to communicate that in Spanish so that Spanish-speaking families know that the number is 815-886-2700, extension 6801.
Okay. Solamente para compartirles, entonces, el Festival de Recursos Comunitarios va a ser en la escuela de Plainfield Este, y va a ser el 13 de septiembre de 5 a 8 de la tarde. Entonces, queremos de que la comunidad participe, la comunidad hispana. Hay 2 números los cuales pueden llamar para asegurarse de que si tienen preguntas o si quieren hacer cualquier tipo de comentarios, comuníquense al número telefónico que se acaba de comentar, y el número telefónico, the number once again is 815-886
2700
2700, y se tiene que apretar una extensión.
6801.
6801. Nuevamente, recuerden ese número, por favor. Si tienen preguntas, también con mucho gusto pueden comunicarse con nosotros al número del colegio. And also, let me give them the number for the college so they can call us. We'll have that information at the college as well, so we can relate a lot of that information for you. El número del colegio en Aurora, Illinois, es el 630-264-2288, y ese es el colegio en San Agustín College en Aurora, Illinois, y estamos localizados en el 841 norte de la calle Lake Street en Aurora, Illinois, código postal 60506. Y nuevamente, los esperamos. Queremos que vengan al Festival de Recursos Comunitarios. Hay muchísimas organizaciones que van a servir de apoyo para toda la familia, no nada más para estudiantes o jóvenes, para todas edades. Queremos que la gente venga, participe. Es necesario la participación de la comunidad hispana y la comunidad latina para que nos ayudemos y nos apoyamos unos a otros.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. It is so helpful to have you here because we want to reach out to everyone. And we want everyone to know that they're welcome to come to this fair and to receive our services. And if you could also please communicate that, you know, if there is a Spanish speaking family that comes out to the fair, there will be interpreters available to help translate and to help bring those families, you know, to the services in which they need.
Sí, muy bien. Estamos reiterando y confirmando de que vamos a tener personas que si solamente hablan español, vamos a tener personal disponible que les puedan traducir y también interpretar cualquier tipo de preguntas junto con todas las organizaciones, que son más de 100 organizaciones que van a estar en este festival apoyando. Y entonces, el no saber inglés no es ahora una barrera. Queremos que la gente sepa que van a haber personas calificadas para poder ayudarles en su idioma.
Thank you.
I think that's the first of Bridging the Gap. Yes.
Yeah.
It's very good to have this information translated in Spanish because, you know, you have a number of Spanish-speaking people that would like to see this, and because of their, you know, lack of speaking English, this helps a lot. It really does.
Leroy, that's one of the biggest things that it is the mission of the college. We want to overcome that gap, that any individual can make a transition, whether they are dominant in Spanish, that we can actually help them. And that is the sole purpose of why the college was funded. We are the pioneers on bilingualism, on education, and we want to help those students who would like to help more organizations such as the ones represented in here. They already have personnel that speak Spanish and English, and that's exactly what we want to do. We want to help those individuals that want to have the tools in order to fill those particular positions, be professionals, be a strong force in the community. And that's exactly the purpose. And I'm excited that we as an organization, that we're encouraging the community to be part of it because we're a diverse community. We speak all languages. I mean, you can
Right.
start from Chinese, Arabic. We have immigrants from all over the world, and I mean the community is formed in immigrants. I mean even the country was funded on immigration. So it is exciting to have resources and community fairs such as this one that is being organized to provide that particular assistance when a lot of individuals don't even know where to turn.
Right.
And if language was one of the gaps, well, now we're overcoming it. It's no longer a gap. Now we speak your language. Come, take advantage of these resources.
Yes.
So,
And I think that's one of the more important factors in a number of services that are, you know, that you have. A number of times people that speak different languages are sometimes reluctant to come to those services because of the fear of not being able to speak or afraid of not being able to understand what they're saying and actually ask for those services, and they don't know how to do it. So that's very good to have those different languages that are at the fair because it goes to everyone rather than just one group of people. That is very good. Now, Mary, I'm doing fine. I'm making good money. I don't have any problems at home, anything like that. Why should I come to that fair?
Well, you might want to come one for the free popcorn because there is free freshly popped popcorn for everybody. And then another reason, well, when you walk into the fair, you sign in and you get a list of all the tables, all of the providers that will be at the fair, and you also get a resource manual. And so that's something you could take home with you. And that resource manual will have senior services, Stepping Stone, St. Augustine, along with every other provider that's at the fair, along with some of the providers that aren't able to make it due to other commitments and so forth. So you'll have that guide so you could take home with you if you or a friend or a family member has any issues or concerns. Another reason you might want to come if you have no financial issues or current stress going on in your life is the Family Fun Zone is going to be there, and they are doing a raffle as well. So family and friends can enter to get tickets to the Family Fun Zone and go there and just get prizes there and have pizza and a nice evening out. Or like I had said, there's libraries and park districts and things like that to engage the family in activities, the whole family.
Wow. Okay, now I've got kids. I know you've changed your time.
Yes.
But now my time's changed also. But I want to come to the fair. Can I bring my kids? Is there a section for them that they can go in? I mean, how do we occupy kids for such an important, event as this?
Occupying kids is consistently a concern, and part of it depends obviously on their ages. One thing that is wonderful about the fair itself and the different agencies and vendors that are there is many times they will have little advertising balls or squeeze toys, pens, pencils, a lot of different things that are there that actually the kids love. So they come there, they get their bag, and it's kind of like Halloween where they get to stuff their bag full of all this neat stuff. It also helps the vendors because you know what? It's getting out there. And so the parent just doesn't have to take open the book, and even though it's divided in different categories in terms of the services and such, what do I need? What's this? And all of a sudden, they pull out a star that has stepping stones on it or a different agency, and all of a sudden, oh, all right, great. I can contact them, and it's because their little son or daughter happened to grab that because it was a fun squeeze toy, and they put it in there. If by chance the parents are in a situation where they would rather walk around by themselves, or they figure maybe, you know what, I'm going to take a little bit of time to really find out some detailed information from these agencies to find out how they can help me. And my son and my daughter, they're not going to want to just stand around there. Yes, they'll eat popcorn, but that's only going to take up so much time. The Plainfield East High School National Honor Society will be having an area open for the young kids so that they can take care of them while the parents can go around and get the information they need without having to worry about it. And they'll be in a very safe location, away from the rest of the public, so there will be no concerns at all.
Okay, I'm a senior citizen and I have limited mobility. Can you recommend a service that could get me to the fair? Is there some services that's out there that would actually get a senior citizen person to it?
Well, as far as transportation, hopefully if a family member could call that number, we could definitely talk to the family member about, the directions and how to get them there. It's completely handicapped accessible. So if there's wheelchairs, walkers, canes, things of that nature, they are free to come in through the fair. It's very spacious, and we make sure we position the tables so that they're accessible and they can have increased mobility throughout the fair.
Oh, you read my mind. That was the next question I was going to ask. If someone had a disability, is it, do you have a service for it?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely. We want everybody to come out to this fair. So there's no limitations. It would be very nice if we had transportation in the form of a bus or something like that, but at this time we do not have any busing to get people from one area to another. So they are on their own to get to the fair, but once they get there, we'll take care of you.
And you have what, about 100 and something different, agencies that will be there?
Yes.
I mean, does a person have to go to all those agencies, which would take time, or can they spend an hour, 2 hours in just one agency? I mean, is there a requirement that you have to go through the whole fair?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
What we're going to do this year is kind of like a little punch card. So our sponsors who have been so wonderful in funding our fair and letting us do all these things year after year, they're going to have primary tables in the center. And we're going to have a little punch card for people in the community to go around and get punched or stamped. And that's what they'll use to enter for the drawing, for the prizes, the gift cards and things like that. So, we'll have those agencies there, and if the family or community members want to go to those tables to get their punch to enter the drawing, that's fine. If they want to if they come in with their needs and say, I really need someone for counseling for my teenage son or daughter, we can take them to that exact table and say, here's some resources you might want, and then talk to those people. And then usually what I've found, and I don't know, Alan, you can chime in on this too, is when you take families to one table, then there's a table right next to that table that they find something else useful.
There very much is. They're very, because of the way they're spaced out, that you don't feel overcrowded, but they do find that there are many times multiple resources. And having multiple resources there is very important for them, in part simply because of confidentiality. One thing that we have found out, and I think it's somewhat easily understood, but many times we forget, is when you go to a service, you do want the assistance. You want to get the help you need, but you don't necessarily want everybody to know that you're getting the assistance. And by having different agencies there, maybe somebody from Bolingbrook wants to go to an agency that's in Plainfield. Maybe somebody in Plainfield wants to go to a place that's in Romeoville. You're going to have those different agencies that can handle possibly the same type of challenge, but they're going to be in different locations. So it really gives the person a chance to go around and take a look at these different agencies in the different areas. When we first got together to begin our community resource fair combined together, since the school districts were doing them separately, one of the things that I found that was so incredible was, as good a group as we had before separately, there were just so many more agencies out there that were still very close, very accessible, and I didn't know about them myself just because they were just a little farther away. And I think this has really helped, just to take the name of the show, bridge the gap, if you will, between the different towns, and really help give me the ability to share more resources with the students' families that I have that may need them. So to me, it's just been a wonderful opportunity.
And I know that sometimes families are looking for sliding scale fees, and we have counseling agencies that offer a sliding scale fee if the family doesn't have insurance. And the Will County Mental Health will be there. And I know that sometimes they are very, stretched very thin because of their resources and because of, accepting families on Medicaid. So this year we have a place called Madrigal Counseling, and they offer Medicaid. So some services that are very difficult to find if you're just, searching online and things like that are going to be right there in the same room.
Well, I know Larry Randa wants this saying, ask over and over again, the time, the date, and place.
Yes.
Alan, I'm giving that to you.
You're going to give that to me? All right. So we are going to be from 5 to 8 p.m. at Plainfield East High School, and that is going to be on September 13th. And once again, that is at 119th and South Naperville Road. And if you are coming from the Bolingbrook area, you're going to be coming down the street from the Bolingbrook Country Club of Rodeo Drive.
Okay. Senior services and Stepping Stone. I know you said a lot of the services are given to people because of their tax dollars. Stepping Stone, do you need insurance? Is there any kind of insurance, or can anyone use any type of insurance? There is some insurance you don't, accept for these services?
We do not deny services to anybody. We are contracted with several different, a lot of different private insurance companies. We take both public insurance, Medicaid, managed care, Medicaid. If a person doesn't have anything, we will take them in. We receive funding from the state of Illinois as well as the United Ways of Will County and Grundy County to help offset services for people that can't afford it.
Okay, and you're located again where?
We're at 1621 Theodore Street in Joliet, right in the middle of the triangle that's formed by Theodore Street, Route 30, Plainfield Road, and North Larkin.
And what time is your service? What time does it open?
The business office is 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. That's where people would need to come to begin the process during that time frame.
And once a person has gone through that process, is there any kind of follow-up for them? Do you have a follow-up service for them?
Absolutely. Recovery is a lifelong thing. And during the process of treatment, we encourage people to get connected in some sort of support outside of the treatment, whether it's a self-help group like the 12-step programs, church, something. We offer a cost-free recovery support group that meets twice a week at our facility. That's a peer-led thing. It's not really treatment, it's just support. We do follow-ups with all of our clients at 30, 60, 90 days, and in 6 months and 12 months to see how they're doing. And any problems that they might be experiencing over the course of that year at any time, when we determine that, we try to get them reconnected into whatever they need, whether it's coming back into treatment, connecting them with something else to help them. And we don't limit how many times a person comes to our facility. We get a lot of repeat customers because usually the first 1 or 2, maybe even 3 times a person comes to treatment, there's usually somebody behind them telling them this is something you have to do, and they don't necessarily want to do it for themselves. So we don't limit how many times a person can come to the treatment program. We will work with them. And one of the other things about us, we recognize that there are people that need pain medications, need anxiety medications, have legitimate need for prescription drugs, some of which are controlled. We do not deny services because of that. In fact, those people that are on a narcotic pain medication that have been abusing that but need to be on the medication, we will work with them so that they can stay on the medication, but at the same time get the help they need so they don't abuse it anymore.
Well, there are some great services that that you guys are having, and I know you have a number of different other services, but who sponsors this? Who's sponsoring this resource fair?
The fair is sponsored by Valley View School District and
Plainfield
School District.
Okay.
And so, but even though it's school districts, we do want community members who don't have any children in schools or anything like that to come out to the fair, because there will be something literally for everybody that comes in the door.
And how is this publicized? How do you get this word out?
So Mr. Larry Randa, he was the Community Relations Director for Valley View School District, and he retired in May, but he came on board to help us. So he has been doing a multitude of activities to promote this fair, such as billboards, signs, flyers, the poster that you see up there indicating when and where the fair will be, just distributing that, disseminating that to all the students in Valley View schools and in Plainfield schools, getting the word out.
Right, in Plainfield, Tom Hernandez helps as well. In addition to that, the local newspapers in the area, we will advertise through there as well to let the community know. Because the bottom line is, as Mary was saying, we want the public to understand, even if you don't have a child in the school system, you can still come and take a look at these services. Because bottom line is, if the community is strong, the children will be strong. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be impacting lives in the future that we don't even know about, because once again, we're going to be building them up. And that's what we want to do. We want to build everybody in the community up so they can be more and more productive as they get older.
I knew this program would go pretty fast just because of all the information that's given out here and generated. I'm going to ask each one of you, what message would you like to leave the viewing audience with? Something that you want them to take away that would really impact their lives. I'm going to start with you, Rob.
I think most important for me, there's a lot of discord in the world right now. This is an opportunity where the community is coming together to talk about how we can help each other. And I just think that is so important, because for the community to be strong, we need to be a community. We need to be together. We need to recognize how we can help one another. And this is just a great way to do that. So I encourage people to come to this.
Okay, very good.
You don't have to go through this alone. I know that aging can feel very isolating. I know that mobility starts to change your life. I know that there are times where no longer can you just jump in your car and take care of what you need. And you might feel very alone and very isolated, but Senior Services can help you. We will connect you. We'll bring you back into the community, and you don't have to feel isolated. At our center, we have people playing dominoes and bingo and line dancing. There's laughter. I love the sound that happens inside the center, but that's something that we can help you have and experience again. And just reach out. This festival is a great opportunity. All of us on this panel represent different agencies. We all have different lifestyles, but we all have one thing in common. We're all getting older. We're all heading down that same path. So check us out. Come to our, and Leroy, you said what would make you come? We have fly swatters at our booth. Everybody needs a fly swatter.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I will remember that. Okay, Dan.
Yeah, Leroy, if I can, I'm going to share this message in Spanish.
Okay, very well.
El propósito de este festival comunitario, más que nada, es para brindar apoyo a todas las comunidades, no solamente de el área de Plainfield, de Joliet, de Bolingbrook, sino a todas las demás comunidades, las cuales forman a nuestra gente. Lo que queremos es de que vengan a tener la oportunidad de conocer recursos que a veces uno no sale de su hogar a conocer. No sabemos qué se brinda en la comunidad y cómo conseguir ese apoyo. Los dos caballeros que están aquí a mi lado están brindando apoyos para personas que tienen necesidades en adicciones y también para servicios para personas de mayor edad. Las escuelas de Plainfield y del distrito escolar de Valley View están brindando apoyo para las otras comunidades. Y nosotros como entidad educativa de educación de colegios y universidades, estamos dando la oportunidad a nuestra comunidad a conseguir algo mejor en la cual quizás no sabía usted que podía tener estudios universitarios y tener un futuro mucho mejor. El propósito de este Festival de Recursos Comunitarios, que es el 13 de septiembre en la escuela de East Plainfield, más que nada es para que la gente vaya y forme la participación y el conocimiento de que nosotros estamos unidos con todos, con todas las comunidades en donde usted viva. Es parte de la comunidad, forme la comunidad, sea parte. No se puede quedar en el hogar solamente conociendo lo que está en televisión. Está viendo esa información por televisión, pero quizás otros familiares no tuvieron la oportunidad de ver esto. Compártalo, por favor. Dígales de este festival. Es de 5 a 8, el 13 de septiembre, en la escuela. Necesitamos estar ahí. Muchísimas gracias por habernos escuchado.
You know, we've talked and you've heard a lot about the importance of the local agencies and such. And I think one thing to keep in mind is that this is reaching out even a little bit farther. The Will County State's Attorney is going to be there, and they're actually going to have a couple of therapy dogs. So, you know, it's not just these small agencies here. Yes, it is the community, but word is getting out to the state level. And it's because it's a great time to go there and find out what is going on in the community from various mental health agencies. We mentioned recreation departments. One thing we didn't mention was some financial institutions that are going to be there. So there is a huge variety. You've heard a lot about one of the colleges that will be there. There is something for everybody. And whether or not you feel 100% healthy, and you might want something like a recreation center, or you're feeling not so healthy and you want more of a social service, it is there. We are simply asking that you come out there, you take a look so you know what's in your community. And I can't emphasize enough the importance of walking out with our resource guide, because that guide alone is great, because sometimes you don't want to have to go online to find something. You can grab that manual right there and look it up really quickly. Please come out to the Community Resource Fair September 13th from 5 to 8 p.m. at Plainfield East High School.
Well, my message would be very similar to Alan's and to the other wonderful individuals who came tonight, to please come out to the fair, not for us, but for you, and get the services that you need. And we do need to all unite as a community and as a world right now. So like Alan said, there's a guide and there's people that you can talk to. You don't have to spend time searching or on the phone, or sometimes even when you search now, everything's done through an email that you have to write out, all your information. And people tend to not want to do that. I wouldn't want to do that if I was looking for a service. These people are right there. You can talk to them face to face. We can keep it private and confidential for you. You can bring your kids or leave your kids at the child care. There's free popcorn. It's a fall fair. So even though there's some very serious issues that we're dealing with, we want to make sure that we also keep it light and keep it fun and keep it informative. There's going to be students doing a live mariachi band for entertainment throughout, just to keep this upbeat. We want to promote hope, and we want everyone to know that we're all in this together, and you have to keep your head up, and there's hope and there's light at the end of the tunnel, and we want to be there for you and help make this happen.
This was a great program to have tonight because of so much services that could be given to so many different people. So the Resource Fair, we really appreciate what you do, because there'll be something for everyone to get involved, all the different services that you have. And we talk about service, and I look about the service of the camera people that are here at Bolingbrook Community Television, because without their volunteer services, we couldn't do programs like this. So we thank them for their time and their commitment to this program.
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I'd also like to thank, when you get the resource guide, there will be all different types of providers listed on the cover, and those are our wonderful sponsors. And we'd like to thank Valley View School District, Plainfield School District, and Mr. Larry Randa, who's retired and who really doesn't have to be doing all the work that he does, but continues to promote this fair and get the word out. That's one of the comments that's always on our comments, just to how can we reach more community members. And so hopefully through this TV show and through all of our wonderful marketing techniques, we will get the word out and you'll all come to the fair.
Mary has a lot to say. Yeah, she really does. Thank you for being here. My name is Leroy Brown, and this is Bridging the Gap. Thank you for all the services that you're giving our community so that it can be a better service, healthier service, and a service that's committed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.